Hello boys and girls, welcome to this presentation. In this presentation we're going to talk about Unit 5. The key point here is talking about the meaning of congruent. Now, shapes are congruent if they are the same shape and size. Now, what does that mean? It means if you have a square like this and another square which is the same as the old one, it means that all sides and angles are the same. So this is the meaning of this key point. So if you take it here, you can say that this shape and this shape are congruent. So it means incongruent shapes means the sides and the angles are equal. So the corresponding sides and angles are equal. And this is the meaning of congruent. It means the same shapes with the same sides and the same angles which are corresponding to each other. Now let me give you a question so you can understand more the meaning of congruent. Question 5. The red triangle T has been reflected in different mirror lines to give images A, B, C, D, and E. Now this is the only shape and the others are images. Now, as you can see here, the shape T and all the images are congruent to each other because the sides or the corresponding sides and the corresponding angles are the same. This is the meaning of congruent itself. Now, this question is showing me how to use mirror lines and how to tell where is the mirror line. Now, let's start first with T and A. Now, shape T and image A, where is the mirror line? This is the question. First, let me remove B so you can understand it. Here, it might be blocking the image. Now, here, let's pretend that it's not here, okay? Yes, and take a look at T and A, okay? Now, how do we figure out the mirror line? It's very easy. To figure out the mirror lines, first we have to figure out the points. First, we come to T here, this line, or this point, and this is another point, and this is another point. Now, to answer a question like this, you only need one point. Now, this point here has a 90-degree or a right angle on it. Now, you come to the image and find the corresponding point, or the corresponding point which is the same. Now, this is the same point as we're talking about. It has a 90-degree. So, to be more clear here, we say that this point here is corresponding to this point, which is the same. Now, if we want to find the mirror line, we find the mirror line between these points. And how do we do this? We measure the distance between this point and this point. The line in the middle will be the mirror itself. Now, how do we do this? First, we go here, we say it moved 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 6 of these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, the line between them, which is after 3 here, is going to be the mirror line. Very good. So the mirror line is here between this point and this point. How did we find this? We measured the distance between the corresponding points. And the middle of this distance is the mirror line. We can use any points on the shape. For example, if we use this one, the corresponding will be here. and the distance will be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So it's going to have the same mirror line. And this is how you answer this question. Now, this is the first step, finding the line itself. Now, describing the line itself. How do we describe a line? Now, to describe the line, how do you describe this mirror line? Very good. This mirror line is on the y-axis. So, to answer this, we're going to say the y-axis. The mirror line is y-axis. Very good. Now, to answer the first question, shape T to image A, the mirror line is the y-axis. Very good. Now, describing a line, the line might come on the y-axis or the x-axis. In that way, we will say that the line is the y-axis or the x-axis, and this is easy to describe. Now, let me show you other lines that are not easy to describe. First, let's remove all of this. Now, let's take a look at shape T and image B. We're going to do the same steps for finding a mirror line. The first step is we come here, we take a point, for example, this point, and then we come to the image and find the corresponding point. And as we said, that corresponding means the same point. We can't use this and this because they're not the same. Now, the second step is to find the distance between the points. We say 1, 2. So the distance here is 2 centimeters, and half of 2 is 1. So after 1, we make a line. It has to be like this. Now, as we said, that the mirror line is a line that is in the middle between the shape and the image. So the line can't be like this, for example. That's impossible. The line must be in the middle between the shape and the image. This is very important. Now, after finding the line, we have to describe it. Now, this line here, as we said, it's the mirror line. Now, this line here goes on the x-axis here. It's always on what? Very good. It's always on the 2. So, this line is going to be x. And the y, does it change in this line? Yes, y changes all the time. Look, it's not the same y, but it's on the same x. X is always 2 here. Look, here 2, here 2, here 2, here 2. Yes, so x is always 2. So the line will be x equals 2. Very good. And this is the mirror line between these two, shape and image. Now, let me give you another example to understand it more. So the steps of answering a question like this. First, you have to find the midline or the midline between the shape and the image. And this is the mirror line. And then you have to describe this line. Now, let me show you another shape which is not easy. D is the same as B, but it's going to be like this. And then to describe it, it's going to be the same y, which is 1. So it's going to be y equals 1. Now, let me show you a hard part of this question. Describing the line between the shape T and the image E. This is not easy, but it's not hard if you understand it. Now, let me show you how to answer this question. We use the same steps. We find the corresponding points. For example, this point here is corresponding to what point here? Very good, to this point. Now, we draw a line between them, like this. We can use the ruler and measure the line and find the middle of this line. Or we can use the boxes on the grid itself. Now, second thing we do, we measure how many boxes did we use. We used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boxes. Now, to find the midpoint between them, 5 divided on 2. So it's going to be, so because 5 boxes we divided on 2, it's going to be 2.5. So 2.5, very good. So it's going to be 2.5 boxes. So we go 2.5, 1, 2, and a half, which is here. So the line will be here. Now, to draw the line first is going to be here. Good. Now this is the line or the mirror line between them. It's going to be like this. Very good. And as we said that the mirror line is the midpoint between the shape and the image itself. Now this is the first step, finding the line. I know it's not that easy, but if you focus, you'll understand it. Now, to describe this line, it's very important to understand this. To describe the line, we can take 2 points on the line. First, for example, let's take this point. This point coordinates is what? Very good. 1, 1. So it's 1, 1. Let's take this point. Good. I'm sorry, -1, yes, here. The y is -1. This point is 2, -2, good. Because 2, -2, good. And another point, let's talk about this one, for example, is going to be between 4 and -4, good. So, 4, -4. Now, as you can see here, what do you notice about these points? Very good. We notice that x and y are the same, but with a little bit difference, which is the negative sign, good. So we can say that x equals -y, very good. And this is our line, or our mirror line. This is how we described the mirror line. We found points on the line itself, and then we described the line using these points. I hope you understood it. If you didn't understand it, try to watch the video more than one time. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time.